Hello, good morning. Just a follow up to yesterday's video. Just opening this kiln now, so it's cool enough. It fired to cone 012, which is about I don't know, just under 900 degrees, but I flattened both cones. I'll just show you now. So you can hear now the cones are there. They're flat, so it's got to 900 degrees. I managed by putting the pyro, which is here. I put that through as a sort of I forgot to put it in, so I pushed it through, and I managed to push the post with the the cones over a little bit, but it's okay. Well, these things have worked out okay. It's a bit open, more open than I would like. I would usually pack all this area here with pots, but these big ones here are what I've basically adapted this kiln, is to fire big pots like this. So I've got a lot of air here. I've opened it up here. They've fired okay. This one here, I don't think you'll see it, but it's got a hairline crack across there, so I think that one's going in the bin. It does sound alright, but we'll see. That will probably open up in the glaze firing, so I don't know whether to risk it or not, but we'll see what happens. Little T-balls, you know me, they've come out okay. I've had a lot of response from the video yesterday, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpack this now, then I'll show you how I've adapted it. It's very basic updraft kiln, so it's quite simple. So I'll unpack this, and then we'll look at the workings of it. Okay, I've unpacked the kiln there. One interesting one is here. This one's damaged, it's got a crack in it, but I thought it would go. It's got a thin spot, it's got a crack. But what you might notice there is, can you see that edge there? That edge there was there in the kiln. Now the burner comes in down here. I've pulled this shelf across to cover the burner, so it forces the flame out, and it's wider there, so the flame will come up into there and spiral round and out. But that there on this pot is very toasty, so I would imagine that wouldn't take much glaze. So I'm going to have to be careful to not hang anything over that edge there, but to keep it a gap around the back of it. Maybe sacrifice a little bit of space so that the flame can get up without coming into contact with the pot. But that one's going to go in the bin. Right, I'm just going to take this shelf out now and show you the props underneath. Okay, this is the underneath of the floor. Down here is the inlet for the burner. I've made it wider than the inlet on the outside of it. It flares out, and it's at an angle following that path there, so it goes through the wall that way rather than that way. So the flame comes in here, around, and then up over the outside of the round shelf I've got in there. I mean, ideally you could put a square shelf in, but I've only got round ones that fit this, so that's what it has to be. And the shelf sits on there, and we just pack upwards. Here is the inlet. I closed it up so it cooled slower, and that there is the inlet. All I've done is cut the outside sheet of metal, peeled it back, drilled through with a circular drill through there, and then just whittled away at it with a hacksaw blade, and made the entrance to the flame there. What I needed to do was put a brick here like that to give the flame a little bit more direction. It was sort of hitting here and coming out sideways, so you could do with a little cowl. Simon Leach has done a fantastic video of making one of these, a lot better than mine, and his video shows that he's put a little sort of cowl on there, which I might do in the future. So there it is. I hope it's answered the questions that we got from the video yesterday. That's how it is. It's just a simple hole in the bottom, updraft kiln. What I would do in future is put a wall across here with a gap in the bottom, and that would make it a downdraft kiln, and then the chimney would be put in here across there. But if you look on Simon Leach's YouTube site, he's got a video exactly how to do it, you know. So I'll make one when I do mine, but might be 6 months away. I'm just happy that I can make big platters, large bottles and some big subos. Anyway, I'm going to repack this again now and fire it again today. Okay, just as an additional tip, I'm actually going to be putting this large dish, flat dish, I'm going to be putting it in the kiln. So what I've done is I've put 3 props. I'm going to put another shelf on there to give a gap, an inch gap, because this shelf here is touching the flame. The flame will be touching the bottom of this kiln here, this kiln shelf here, and a large flat area with this getting so hot, there's a chance it'll crack the bottom of the plate. So I'm giving a sort of buffer to it. I'm leaving an air gap underneath here now. What I will do in future is fill that with tiles, because the tiles are not going to crack that close. These ones went in the gap, those ones there. Sorry about the camera going about all over the place. Those tiles went in that gap there underneath, so I shall be making tiles for every bisc firing now. So I've got a little space so I can fill it, and it's to keep the flame contact away from the base of big pots, because I think that's what helps crack the pot. So I was speaking to Paul Jessup the other day, and he does it with his biscuitware, but he sort of raises it up a little bit to prevent it cooling too quick. So it works both ways, in stopping rapid cooling and also stopping rapid heating and causing damage to the pot. Well, that's my theory anyway. So I shall put another shelf in on top of that now, because I don't have any more tiles, but that's where my tiles will go in biscuit firing, and then I shall put the plate in, and then another shelf, and then I'll stack off it for the last few pots that need doing, ready for earth and fire.